What's going on, everybody? Ed0626 here, hoping you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we begin today's video, please, by all means, go in the description below and click on the links to my social medias as well as my podcast. Before I started recording this commentary today, I actually found out that we were ranked pretty highly on one of those third-party charts, so I figured you might as well check us out. We're getting pretty big out there. So, of course, join the 69 Whiskey Army today. We also have a YouTube channel, which is linked down in the description below, which I desperately need to work on. Anyhow, I wanted to make this video today because I wanted to talk about a couple of things that I'm actually really looking forward to in the next couple of months. It seems as though every month from February to April is going to be a huge release for me personally. Now, I'm not going to lie. Over the course of the last year or so, maybe, gaming for me hasn't really been all that fun. Granted, I still enjoy playing the games I play, but with the newest releases that came out over the course of the holiday season, I really wasn't all that impressed. As a matter of fact, I was more or less let down by everything. Of course, the biggest one being Battlefield 2042. But in the coming months, I have a lot to look forward to. I mean, in February alone, we got the Witch Queen for Destiny 2, which I still desperately need to grind to get Grandmaster before that happens, but I got a little bit less than a month at this point. Thankfully, I was able to complete the season in time. But the Witch Queen's going to be something really good, man. I have a really special feeling about this DLC. I know we're going to be losing more content in replace of that because they are getting rid of the Tangled Shore, which I don't know what that means for the Dreaming City. I'm pretty sure that the Dreaming City is going to be staying, but I know the Tangled Shore is going to be gone. And for those of you that love the Forsaken DLC story with Cade 6 and all that, well, you might as well play that one final time before everything goes away, because in all honesty, of all the campaign stories I have played, I really enjoyed Forsaken. Probably it's in my top 2. The Red War was okay, and I think the initial Beyond Light campaign, story, quest, whatever you want to call it, was pretty good, in addition to the Proving Grounds quest story, which was also fucking epic, which I loved. That's probably my favorite season of the entire Beyond Light. So that's what I have to look forward to with Destiny 2 and the Witch Queen. I know they're also going to have Hive with light abilities, which I'm not really looking forward to playing against. I would like to see how that plays out in a game before I really make any kind of decision on it. But to be honest with you guys, I'm not looking forward to playing Hive. I don't like playing against Hive at all, to be honest with you. So to know that they have light abilities now is going to make them that much harder, I feel, or at least they're going to be giant boss fights or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to structure everything, but it's still something to look forward to, but also be incredibly scared of if you're someone like me that hates fighting the Hive. So there's that. Then the next month, which is probably the release I am the most afraid for out of the 3 games I'm going to be talking about, and that is WWE 2K22. Now, it's been very well documented when I did EBCW 2K20 that the game had some blatant problems, had a lot of issues, did not have a fun time playing it for the most part. I enjoyed making content for the game. I enjoyed the storylines I was able to create leading up to pay-per-views. But overall, the game died really fucking quick on YouTube, and I never really got many views out of it, unless it was a video or two every now and again. But I loved making the content for it nonetheless, but the game itself was just so unfun to play that even making EBCW became more of a chore than anything. And that really hurts to say, because I have loved playing WWE games ever since I started watching wrestling way back in 2010. And when I started watching in 2010, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 was the first WWE game I had ever got. And I loved that game with a burning passion, so much so that when I first bought it on the Wii 10 years ago, I actually recently bought it on PlayStation 3 just to experience a much better version of the game. Not to say that the Wii version was bad, but it definitely lacked a lot of features and nuanced things that I look forward to when I play the PlayStation 3 version. But I've made a couple of commentaries in the past about what my thoughts are about WWE 2K22 and what I look forward to seeing in the game, what I want the game to be in terms of like a universe mode experience or other modes. I want the controls to be good, which seems like that's not going to be the case because the controls look convoluted as fuck this time around, probably worse off than the last game, which is scaring me a little bit and kind of holding off my purchase for it. And the worst part of it all is there hasn't really been much news up until this month, January, that has offered anybody any sort of security in their purchase. Because we all know they were not confident in last year's game. The game looked like a downgrade. It was basically a downgrade for how many issues the game had at launch. This game is a visual upgrade. The game looks beautiful, but gameplay-wise, we haven't seen enough, and I haven't seen enough to really give me a reason to purchase the game. Now, granted, there's a couple of different aspects of the game that interest me very much so. I saw a tweet recently that said that you can actually kind of do your own My Career within Universe mode, focusing on one specific superstar, and if that's the case and they allow created wrestlers to have that, I can more or less create WWE content just focusing on Matt Awesome without ever having to be nerfed in My Career, because that's why I never played My Career. My Career always nerfed my character. And I can't play a game mode where I put all this work into something only for it to be completely stripped down and have to level up playing the game, and that's not fun for me. I want to go into My Career with all of the weapons that I have given my character in terms of a moveset and finishers and the look, because we all know Matt Awesome has a very distinctive look, and he doesn't look good in like those underwear tights with like kick pad boots and shit like that. He looks good with the edge attire. And then besides that point of universe mode, there's really not much the game offers in terms of a overall roster. I mean, there's been so many releases over the course of the last 2 years or so with WWE, and probably even more so coming in the future depending on what type of news sources you listen to, if you believe any of that shit. But it would suck to have this seemingly great game on paper that they're promoting, and then you look at the roster and there's like no one from the current roster that's in the game because everybody got released. So I feel as though roster wise the game's going to be incredibly bare bones, probably worse so than what WWE 2K15 was, if you guys remember 2K15, because that was a very bare bones game in terms of a roster, and the roster really only got kind of better if you played the showcase modes, even the DLC showcase modes as well. It was a step backward from 2K14 in my opinion, but that's just me. And last but certainly not least, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Now, I made a video a while back ago kind of talking about my disappointment in the game being delayed another several months, if not close to a year. I don't remember how long that was, but I was upset at the time, but I understood why the game had to be pushed back. And now that IGN released that video about a week and a half or so now, detailing all the gameplay, all the changes to the gameplay, what you can do in the game, for good reason, I understand why everything was pushed back, because there's a lot that this game has to offer. And many LEGO Star Wars fans, such as myself, are going to really enjoy playing that game. Granted, they kind of made some changes to the actual gameplay in terms of like shooting and stuff like that. I always kind of preferred the old style of stuff, like from the complete Saga, of the way that those games kind of ran in terms of combat. But I understand, games have to evolve every now and again, so I look forward to that change. I'll have to get used to that change. I remember years ago playing games on like the Game Boy Advance for LEGO Star Wars, and it was always more of like a hack and slash, shoot everything kind of game. This one seems to be a little bit more focused with like taking cover, actually shooting targets and stuff like that. Everybody has a health bar now, which I'm not too keen on, but I don't mind playing it to see how it kind of plays out. it would make sense if it was for boss fights, but I don't know so much about, stormtroopers or droids or, NPC characters that you have to fight against and stuff like that. So, and granted, they also kind of changed how the game is played in the sense of order, because now you can pretty much start from any trilogy, which I'm not necessarily going to do. I like to play things in order based on the timeline. So I'll start from episode 1 going forward from there. And if anything, maybe I'll do a Let's Play for the channel for something like that, because I think that would be fun and it would offer something different that I don't typically do on the channel, which is a Let's Play type of deal. If anything, EPCW is kind of a Let's Play in itself, but not necessarily at the same time. But either way, I'm looking forward to LEGO Star Wars. That's the game I've been looking forward to the most out of the 3 I've just mentioned. Like I said, Destiny 2 offers a lot. It's going to take away a lot at the same time, but it does offer a lot in terms of new content and storytelling. WWE 2K22 is still something that's up in the air for me. I want to purchase it, but I just want more information on the game. And LEGO Star Wars is going to be a game I'm going to purchase nonetheless, because I love Star Wars. There hasn't been a decent Star Wars game that has come out in a long time for me. And I'm going to look forward to playing something that's just hokey and fun. And with all this time that they've had to make the goddamn game, polished. Which is what I wanted all along from a game like that. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. See you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace out.